Elijah McBean. I think Neil Stewart talked to you maybe, or something. She's a traffic girl. CPS is bringing up here.
Good.
So are we gonna do the detention like today, or
Whenever she gets here.
morning?
Whenever she gets here.
Okay.
Because there's no referral on server here. And we're out of this. And human trafficking victims should run away while facilitates it.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah. So it's not basically looking down in person.
Okay. And could it be after the detention? Just bring her. Okay.
Yeah, because they're going from Penn Avenue. I don't know when she's going to get here.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry to make you wait.
No, goodbye. Thank you.
If you don't want something, your boss will micromanage, then you got to take care of this small shit. Because if you don't take care of this small shit, you don't have to get it micromanaged. So you happy Rebecca's in? Yeah.
Well, YouTube is showing up under mine instead of him.
Okay, so I was just checking to see.
Had a good time.
No, so I can't get on. So has he started it?
What do you mean you can't get on?
So I hit launch meeting and it just sits there. And you don't see little pictures of everybody's faces. And
Everybody else is on.
so I figured, probably because I changed whatever. Okay,
I sent you the link.
now I click on it. And then it says, if you're not the so-and-so, you know, click here and then
Oh, boy.
it just sits there.
I don't know. Pardon? I can't hear you. Oh. Well, I don't know how to get it out there. Do you? Ed? Yeah, I'm muted. How do you get it off the court coordinator?
Is it on YouTube or the Zoom in?
I have no idea. I tried to put Zoom on there, but it just showed.
Okay, thank you. Actually, out there, it's just supposed to be YouTube. Yeah. All right, welcome to the detention docket for the 3/23rd. We are back on Zoom in order to mitigate COVID transmission due to the increase of cases, particularly related to the Delta variant of the coronavirus. So, it's been a while since we've done this. So this is an actual court hearing. We're just handling remotely in compliance with the Texas Supreme Court Emergency Order number 40 related to the coronavirus state of emergency. People are expected to behave appropriately for court. This is being broadcast to comply with the open court provision of the Texas Constitution. No portion of this broadcast may be recorded or published. Violations of this order are punishable by contempt of court of up to 6 months in the Tarrant County Jail and a $500 fine. Also do want to tell everyone that your camera is expected to be on unless you are an officer of the court. So that means, well, so we have a phone coming in. Do we know who's dialing in by phone?
I believe that may be the parent for my case, Your Honor. I'm calling her.
All right, I'm going to remove them then. Mary?
Yes.
Can you go down to the office by your office? I believe that computer's not logged in. So, do you need the meeting number?
No, it's locked in.
Is it? We're just waiting for one of our terminals to log in.
Judge, this one is logged in.
Just making sure, but Shelley, can you hear me fine? Yes? Okay, thank you. Logged in? We're just waiting for one of our terminals to log in. Okay. There we go. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and start. We have Jermalin.
Shane Lewis, Your Honor.
All right, hello, Mr. Lewis. All right, Jermalin. Judge Kim, this is a detention hearing. Law says when a child's brought in here, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Lewis is your privately retained attorney. So back in July, yesterday, you were brought in custody by Fort Worth PD on a warrant after you turned yourself into the police. They're saying it's a week ago, victim told the police that a week before, 4 o'clock in the morning, his vehicle, son's vehicle, were broken into. Property was taken from both vehicles. Skateboard and a wallet. During this time, another vehicle was broken into. Fort Worth PD identified Caleb Saucier as one of the individuals breaking into the cars. He was identified, caught on camera in the neighborhood. Police found out there's 5 other people that were with him that night, all caught on camera. Then last week, with the investigation, police found out who was there. And evidently in the investigation, you admitted to taking a skateboard, returned it when it was going to the police station. I guess we have mom and dad. Mom here?
Yes.
Mom, Your Honor.
Okay, so mom, y'all returned the skateboard on the way to the police?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so police found out it was Caleb, who was 18, Aiden, who was 17, Tyler, who was also an adult, and then I guess 2 others.
Your Honor, and it should state that he provided that information to help them in this process.
Okay. So he has no history with the department, 15 years old. All right, Mom, so my question is, why was he out at 4 o'clock in the morning?
He snuck out. That's the first time he's ever done that. It's really out of character for him. He's never done this type of thing before.
It's the first time that you know, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. You know these people that he was hanging out with? The Aiden and, let's see,
Yes, sir.
Tyler? and
I don't know.
Caleb?
I don't know the Tyler child,
Okay,
but I know the other boys.
okay. Are they people that you approve of or you did approve of?
I did to an extent. The boys used to go and play basketball together at another area by our home, and that's how they all pretty much know each other. One of the boys lives by us. So they were friends basically with Aiden, which is the one who had the car.
Right.
And then they played basketball with the other children. The Caleb kid I had just met that following week after it had happened.
All right. Jermalin, you have no history with this department. Hopefully this is just one where you just violated your mom's trust one time and got caught. Kind of suspect that's not true, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So this is where I'm going from here. Is now that you're here, I'm open to the idea of releasing you to your mother on electronic monitor. But before I do, I'm going to ask you a question. Don't answer the question yet. The question I'm going to ask you is if I give you a drug test or I give you positive for anything you shouldn't be, right? And this is the way it works. You can either tell me, no, we give you a drug test, you're clean, you go home with your mom on electronic monitor, and your mom now knows if you're using drugs or not. If you tell me yes, then I'll ask you what it is, and I'm still going to let you go home with your mom, but at least your mom knows what you're using and where you're getting it from. If you tell me that you're going to be clean, we give you a test and you're dirty, then I'm going to hold you. So you're not getting in trouble for this from me. You're going to get in trouble from your mom, hopefully, if you're positive. So my question is, if I give you a drug test, are you going to be dirty for anything that you shouldn't be? Jermalin?
He's asking you a question.
Does that mean does that mean I take the drugs?
Yeah. Have you used drugs or not?
One, yes.
Okay. What are you going to be dirty for?
Weed.
Weed? That's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your mom, now you have this information. Okay. There's no punishment on my side for this. I think it's information that you need, and you need to have a candid conversation with your son. Feel free to ask how much he smokes, where he gets it from, who provides it, who he smokes with, all that. Jermalin, I'm going to let you know you need to have this honest conversation with your mom. If you don't, if your mom tells us that you're holding back on her, I'm just going to bring you back here. All right. This is part of me saying you need to be a 15-year-old kid and act like a kid and have your parent be responsible for you and respect your parent. If you're refusing to do that, then we have a place for you here at Kimbo. All right. So meanwhile, I'm going to release you on electronic monitor. Mom, think of the questions if he's holding back on any of that, and you can ask him, because I think you deserve to know if he snuck out before, how much he snuck out, what other things he's done. Mom, have this conversation with him. And if he's hiding from you, holding back, not being honest with you, just let us know. We'll bring him back here. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. I don't need to know about that, right? I don't, honestly, that has nothing to do with this case, but I think as a parent, I think that's probably very valuable information for you. All right?
Yes, I agree.
All right. Thank you, Jermalin.
Thank you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Lewis. Sir. Oh, and then whoever the probation officer is. Is that Casey?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so give him a drug screen. As long as it's only marijuana, we'll go and let him go.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, sir. Judge Kim, this is a 10-day hearing. Been here for about 6 weeks. You're approaching 17 years old. You are level 1 outstanding since, well, 2 days ago. So I guess my question, Mr. Lewis, why did he drop in his behavior level?
Let me look that up, Your Honor.
Okay. While you're looking that up, I'll circle back. So back in April, Arlington Police with a suspicious person's call. That's right. You were in the corner store, beating on the wall, and then ended up with some drugs on you, I guess. THC and I think it was Xanax, alprazolam. So you're charged with controlled substances. In June, there's a shooting call. Victim with a gunshot wound to the head. And witness said you had approached the porch to talk. When you're talking, you pulled out a pistol, shot him one time, hit him in the head, and then ran off. So, and we just found out a month ago that he passed away from his injuries after several weeks. So I guess the aggravated assault is probably going to be upgraded to a murder charge. All right. Well, sir, at this point, given it's a gun crime, given the fact that somebody has died, I feel like you'd be a danger to yourself and the community if I was to let you go. Mr. Lewis, do we know why his behavior level dropped?
The documentation says horseplay with staff.
Horseplay with staff?
Yes, sir. That's how it was croned.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, who's the staff member?
That's not I can find out, but it's not documented in JCMS.
Find out and require that person to be here tomorrow at detention hearings at 1:30 or after detention hearings. And so some of these records are really incomplete. I think they should start taking better notes. I'm just going to have to ask them in person. So since we don't know who it is, find out who entered the cron and have them require them to be in court at 2 o'clock tomorrow or 2:30 tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, sir, at this point, I'm going to go and detain you. I need to warn you, sir, you're approaching your 17th birthday. If you keep up your shenanigans back here, I will house you in the downtown jail, county lockup. You staying here at Kimbo at the juvenile facility is a privilege. It is not a right once you turn 17. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. We did not have a parent here, right, Mr. Lewis?
She was on the Zoom link when it's initiated.
Okay.
I don't know at what point she logged off.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Xavier. All right, Xavier, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing.
Yes, sir.
You've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case, deciding whether to keep you, release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days. You have a right to an attorney, your right to remain silent. Your attorney, Mr. Quinones, I don't think is here, so we're asking Ms. McGonigal to step in. Good morning, Kathleen.
Good morning. Yeah, excuse me. Good afternoon, Judge.
Okay, so good afternoon. All right, Xavier, you're almost 15. You've been here for 2 weeks. Let's see, Fort Worth PD was dispatched to East Rosedale about real-time crime center cameras. Shirtless black male identified as you approached 2 other males, shows him a handgun that he pulled out of his waistband. then walking to the pavilion in the park where 6 other peoples were. And when he pulls out the gun, hands it to another black male wearing a red shirt, puts it in his pocket. Officer took them both in custody, questioned the adult that was there, received the gun, took the officers to a trash can, and they found a fanny pack with a gun that was consistent with the video, which had a 9mm pistol in it. This all happened while, in February, Fort Worth PD brought you in for evading arrest. Saying at 5 o'clock, they were approached by a store clerk. He said there's somebody inside the store, that they wanted criminal trespass. Contacted the black male, who identified himself as Jalen Rice. They looked up the name, came up with a different date of birth. Then evidently you took off running into the apartment complex. They gave chase, told you to stop. You were hiding under a car. They had to draw their taser because you refused to obey commands, or you continue to refuse to obey commands. Then you gave your real name, and you were a documented gang member. You have a history of runaway. And now you're at level 2, so you're not even behaving. So, I guess, Mr. Dotson, can you tell me why he's level 2?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. We received infractions yesterday, talking about fighting with peers. He was over playful. He was talking without permission twice, and he was yelling in his room.
Okay, so came in kind of muffled, threatening to, or talking about fighting with peers. What else?
He was being over playful, and he was in the pod. He was talking without permission twice, and he was yelling in his room.
Yelling in his room. All right. I see your hand is raised there, Xavier. I am sure Ms. McGonigal, your attorney right now, wants you not to talk.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Xavier, I would listen to your attorney's advice on this one. So we do not have a parent here, correct, Mr. Dotson?
That's correct, Your Honor. She had to work.
All right. So, all right. Well, Xavier, if you can't behave here, you're not going to behave at home. Plus, I don't like the idea that you have a pending case, that you run from the police, and then you get caught with a gun. And so I think it's appropriate to continue to detain you. Xavier, do better, and we'll review this, and you may change my mind, but keep this up, and you'll keep on staying here. Thank you, Xavier. Oh, yeah. So if you have a question for me, I don't mind answering the question. What, or do you want to tell me something?
Can I say something?
No, well, you can, but I'm telling you, please don't. Your attorney is telling you, please don't. Even attorneys not on your case, like Trent Lofton is telling you, please don't. But if you insist on doing it, you know, I mean, I'll let you talk, but we're all telling you shouldn't. Here's a hint, Xavier. No matter what you say, it's not going to change my mind. You're level 2. I'm going to detain you. All right. So
I know that.
Okay. All right. So did you have a question for me?
I was going to say that when you said I was talking about fighting with peers, I wasn't talking about fighting with peers. That's what I was trying. That's why I was trying to get my the dude that was in there to tell Mr.
Okay. So first of all, the rule back there they told you is you can't touch your mask when you come in these detention hearings. All right. So second, you are level 2. That is a behavior level they assigned you. The yelling in the room, all the other stuff. So if it's not true, it's not true, but that is the report I'm getting, and that's what I'm going by, okay? So I don't think you understand. The key issue here isn't you yelling. The key issue here is you're on camera holding a gun. That's the problem that I have, okay? I'm concerned about releasing you back to the community, all right? Thank you, Xavier.
Yes.
Zamaya, can I have the report for the one before where I told JPD to show up tomorrow? I think that was Sir.
I don't remember.
This was the report. Thank you. No, which one was it? Was it Sir Craig? Okay, oh, that's right, because it's why the level dropped. All right, Zamaya. Judge Kim, there's a 10-day hearing deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days. Your attorney, Mr. Willett, is here. Good morning. Good afternoon, Mr. Willett. I think you're on mute.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, so Zamaya, you're 16. You were here for a 10-day hearing back in June. Fort Worth PD brought you in. They're saying at about midnight, they were dispatched to domestic. When they got there, police saw an argument between you and your brother, who said that you took his vehicle and had a knife. So they saw you holding a 5 to 6 inch knife in each hand, yelling and threatening to do serious bodily injury or death. Started walking to your brother, but police intervened, pointing a taser at you to drop the knives, which you did. And a witness reported that before you entered the home, you said to your brother, "I'm going to stab you." All right, so you have court on August 6th. I guess we have a parent here, Mr. Willett?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Mom, my concern is, it looks like Zamaya, I don't think she has history with us. So I want to let her go, but I don't want to put her in a situation where she or somebody else could get hurt. Okay. So does the 18-year-old brother live with you?
He does. He wanted to be here today to support her, but unfortunately he have a lot going on with school and work. So he just wanted to be here for a support, but he couldn't make it.
So how do I know that she's not going to actually go and stab her brother like she threatened?
I mean, I can honestly say that he has a change of heart of how his sister is being where she is. And of course, the phone calls that he's been getting from her and also me, he's in that demeanor of, he don't like to see his sister this way.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, of course, he wanted to be here today, but he couldn't make it.
And right. I don't want to see Zamaya here either, but I don't want your son to end up stabbed.
Oh, so I don't think it would happen, actually.
Why do you say that?
Due to the fact that she had just had a trigger, I think, that day. And it was, to me, over something just really so petty to where my son needs to understand as an adult, you give things back. Like, both of them was wrong in the defense. But at the same time, if he would have been the bigger person and just gave her her property back and same as her, we wouldn't ever be in this situation. But I don't think it will be any problem once she's home because, I mean, they're going to have to hash things out. He's mostly not there anyway. He's doing work, school, and also dance.
Mom, what was the argument about? You said he had some of her stuff?
Yeah, it was just basically, she took the keys of his car. She driven somewhere. She came back. She gave him the keys. While she was gone, he took her phone. Then I guess while he was asleep, she took his phone. So each person had each other's property. If they would have just given each other property back, we would never be in this situation. And with him,
driver's license?
Sir?
Does she have a driver's license?
Oh, no.
Okay, so why is she driving this car?
She just took it. I guess she just snuck and took it. She claimed she was going to the store, but like I told her, if you probably would have took the car on good terms, he probably wouldn't got so upset. But yes, he got upset because she took the car without his knowledge and anything could have happened to her while she was in the car.
Does he let her drive the car otherwise?
No. I mean, I don't let her drive my car, no. She won't drive, she can't drive nobody's car.
But this is a little, Mr. Will, it just seems like all these moving parts. This is what I want on this one. I'm not comfortable yet because the brother isn't here and he's the victim of this case. Mr. Willett, if you can contact the brother and see if he's one to come in here, but he's one to tell me to my face that he
I
thinks.
I can call him on the phone if you need me to.
That's not what we do here, ma'am. This isn't a conference call. This is court. Okay. So, Mr. Willett, I want him to be able to tell me I can develop a degree of comfort talking to the victim of this case. Mom, I don't want it on my conscience that I let her go and she ended up stabbing your son. All right. That's a risk. I mean, it seems like you feel like it's no risk, but you know your kids. I don't know your kids, right? So that's why I just need to be a little more comfortable. So we don't have to wait till the 10-day hearing. Mr. Willett, if you want to, whatever works out with the brother's schedule, I'm comfortable with that. We don't even have to have a hearing to detention hearing. If he just wants to come up personally, I don't mind talking to him.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Willett.
So what
Zamaya, do you understand what's going on?
today?
Yes, Zamaya, do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
I have been talking to my brother, or whatever. He was trying to. He told me, I think it was the other day. He told me the other day that he was trying to come, but he couldn't. He said that he was gonna make an appointment to come on 28 because he had just started a new job or whatever.
I understand.
No, I'm not gonna stab my brother.
Okay, good. I hope not. Okay. So, but you understand my position, right? Given what the police report says, and I don't even know if it's true or not. I just know that's what the report says. I want to be able to talk to your brother to make sure he's comfortable and you coming back home, that he doesn't feel like you're a threat to him. Okay. And that's what I need, is I need to be able to look him in the eye and decide if I believe him or not. Okay. Yes, Zamaya?
I have another question. So could he come get off work and then come today?
Yes.
So how he gonna be able to talk to you?
He comes here through the front door. The way, like, normally before this case happened, if you want to talk to me, you just come into court. I'm always here.
So,
I can try to make a call and see if he can be up here the next hour. That's the only thing I can tell you.
If he does that, we'll be here tomorrow as well, and Friday as well. So we'll be here.
Okay.
Okay. Is my any question? And then Brian, I don't care if one of the AJs, I'll let them know. As long as they find the brother credible and he's comfortable, then I'm okay releasing her.
Okay.
But if I'm not here, Judge Terry or Judge Porter can both talk to the brother.
All right.
Okay. Zamaya, any other questions? Okay. All right. Thank you, Zamaya.
Okay.
All right. Amber.
I told him to come. I know it's been at work.
Your Honor, this is Julie Jacobson. I just wanted to let you know I'm here for Amber's case. Just to remind you that Melissa Hamrick had been removed.
Yes. All right. Do we have the department here? Oh, hello. All right, Amber. So this is a 5-day hearing. I want to call this a little quicker. I know you have a CPS case, so I want to make sure that you don't get lost in the cracks. Amber, I don't want you here, but I'm holding here because, well, allegedly you made some very poor decisions that make me concerned about releasing you. All right, especially you're accused of assaulting your foster mom. And so, anyways, so the department, I guess OCOK is here. We need to figure out, so where are we going with this? Do y'all have a place for Amber?
She's muted.
Yeah, whoever's in that small courtroom, don't even turn on the mute. You can just leave it on.
Sorry about that, Judge.
That's okay.
We do not have a current placement as of yet, but I do have our diligent search list that I'm able to provide you an update with.
Okay. Tell me about that.
We have looked for just like a regular placement for Amber. We've located 38 potential placements, and most of them don't have any openings right now or cannot care for a child that's that has a higher level than basic, which Amber has. So we have currently 4 shelters that we've looked at. One of them is still reviewing her application. The other 3 has denied. Statewide, we have 42 placements that they've looked at. Most of them don't have any openings. Only one will have an opening in August, and that's in Region 11, which I'm not for sure what area that is in. We have 9 RTCs, and 2 of them are still under review. And we have not explored any of the out-of-state placements yet, but we do have 8 potential out-of-state placements.
Okay. All right. So Amber, you see by her report that CPS is actually trying to find a place for you, right? So a lot of why they can't find placements is not your fault, right? A lot of them, they're just full. but some of them are your fault because of, I guess, your decisions in the past, right? Because of what you're accused of, it kind of shuts the door on a lot of placements, right, that are willing to take you. And then, honestly, the fact that we're even in the spot looking for this placement instead of you being a foster is because of what you're accused of, which is the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So at this point, I'm finding that OCOK or CPS is doing their due diligence and trying to find a place. They just can't find one yet. So I'm going to detain you for another 5 days. I'm expecting the department to come back and give me another report on what y'all have done in those 5 days. Amber, if they can't tell me what they've done, so basically if they just kind of put your paper, your file at the bottom of the stack and ignored your case, then I'm going to make them take you immediately. But if as long as they can show me they're trying and despite their best efforts, they can't find a place, then I'm probably going to hold you here again because I just want to give them a fair chance up to a point where I feel like they're just not really trying hard enough, and then I'll just tell them to take you, okay? So Amber, I just hope you understand what's going on. I don't want you here. That's why I'm setting this every 5 days. But I also want to give CPS a fair chance because some of it's not their fault that I guess you created the situation, if that makes sense, okay? So, all right, so we'll see you in 5 days. Fair enough?
Judge Kim, just one more thing. I sent like the full report to Mr. Vickerson and to Ms. Jacobson with the full details. I just gave you like a quick review, but they have the full report.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know and thank you for preparing that. All right, Dana, so I'm going to ask you, why is she level 1 acceptable? What did she do?
She had a challenging weekend, it looks like. A number of minor infractions. There's a bunch of them here, Your Honor, but it looks like failure to follow specific grooming instructions, not following instructions, not at the door despite instructions to do so, cursing at staff, overtime on phone call, disrespectful to staff, contraband candy found in room. It's sort of like she just does what she wants to do back there despite the structure that.
So Amber, this is the time for me to tell you that if you're not behaving here, I'm not going to release you to any kind of placement. If your behavior drops enough where you're showing consistently that you're not behaving here and following the rules, I'm just going to tell OCOK or tell CPS, hey, you know what? Don't worry. I'm just going to hold on to Amber. Because if you behave like this in a placement, you'll end up being removed and you'll just end up back here anyways. I'm not going to waste this nice lady's time. Okay? So you've got to do your part to get out of here. Don't think that I'm just fighting for you. I'm trying to do what's best for you. Sometimes it looks like I'm fighting for you. Sometimes it's not. Okay? All right. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you all in 5 days.
Thank you, Honor.
Thank you. Joshua.
Yes, sir.
All right, Joshua. And of course, your attorney, Mr. Willard, is here. This is a
Yes, sir.
10-day hearing.
Yes, sir.
Hearing your case, deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days. You have a right to an attorney.
Yes, sir.
So, April 20th, victim called the police about being robbed. He was jogging, vehicle pulled up next to him. 2 black males got out. They both pointed guns at the victim, demanded property. He didn't have anything, so they left. Short time later, another victim about a block away called the police. He said he was sitting in a car, saw a black male standing in the street pointing a gun at him. Victim sped off. Moments later, 2 blocks away, surveillance at a school showed a vehicle stopped next to a parked car in the parking lot. 3 males exited, break the windows out of the parked car, then left the area. You were questioned about these offenses, admitted to being present at all 3, so you were brought over here. A week later, orthopedic got a call from your grandfather showing a suspect. You had a jacket that matched the description. Found a BB pistol in the bushes. So we let you out. Now in July, you violated your EM. You came back home. We spoke to a probation officer. You say you never left the home. Grandparents were home and said that they never saw you leave. And then thought about it. Grandpa said that he didn't understand why you were dressed at 1 o'clock in the morning. So we tracked the GPS, showed you went to 7-Eleven, came back, and you were gone for about an hour. So We brought you in. Do we have a grandparents here? Hello.
Hello.
All right, you're set for court next week. All right, I'm actually considering letting you go. My question then for Mr. Victorson, I see you got back to level 1 outstanding yesterday. What happened? How far did you drop?
He dropped to 1 acceptable on the 26th for talking without permission and arguing with staff. He had his hands in his pants.
So Joshua, here you sit and here I sit deciding whether you should go back home or stay here at Kimbo.
Yes, sir.
This decision falls back on whether or not you follow the instructions of the detention officer.
Yes, sir.
This is a very awkward moment for you, isn't it?
Yes, sir. And
Like everything, if you could go back in time 2 days ago and all you had to do was listen and not argue and keep your hands out of your pants,
Yes, sir.
that you'd be going home right now.
Yes, sir. And can I say something, Judge Kim?
Yeah.
So the situation that occurred where I got dropped to a 1A, the actual situation was we were watching a movie, and the staff told me, was I using my pencil? And I told him, no, I wasn't at the moment, but I'm watching the movie, but I'm about to use it. And he was like, okay, well, next time if you don't use it, I'm going to take 3 points from you for not using your pencil. And my comment was, are you seriously going to take 3 points for me for not using my pencil? And I talked to my grandparents about the situation. They told me, well, that is kind of being argumentative. I understand that, and I shouldn't have said what I said.
All right. See how this all works out? You could have just said, yes, sir, no, sir. You could have just given the pencil back.
Yes,
and
sir.
This wouldn't even be a conversation right now.
Yes, sir, I understand.
You see how there's a lot of things in life where if you just don't, you may have the right to say something, but that doesn't mean you should. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Joshua, I don't know what's going on in your life that CPS got involved, that put you in this situation. I have a feeling that it is not your fault at all.
I understand.
But you understand this is the situation you got, right?
Yes, sir.
There's not really much you can do about it, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No matter what situation you're in, Joshua, you can always make it worse. Usually you can make it better. Right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to go ahead and let you out on electronic monitor.
Yes, sir.
This time, try and make your situation better, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We already did Jermalin. So Brad.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brad. So you had just come in. This is a reminder because we are still waiting on your COVID test. Do not touch your mask. It's a single-use mask, okay?
Yes, sir.
And so if I have trouble hearing you, just please lean forward rather than touching your mask. So the law says when a kid's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I've decided whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you, you see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have appointed Mr. Lofton as your attorney.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right, so yesterday, Arlington PD brought you in. They were dispatched to a park about a person flashing a gun. When they got there, they spoke with the caller. She said that Brad and his friend had asked for her number. She said no. They called her names and drove away. 2 females approached her, told her that Brad and his friend had displayed a gun earlier. Brad and his 18-year-old friend were still at the park. When police got up there, they were searched, I guess for a Terry frisk. Companion was searched, did not have anything. Brad was searched and said he had a pistol. They found a pistol in his waistband with magazines, with a loaded magazine. Brad said he carries the pistol for protection. A lot of people are out to kill him. Well, do you have a parent here?
His mother, I think, was the one who was trying to call in on the phone.
Okay,
She owns her own business and was not able to be here in person.
I understand. Maybe tell her about the Zoom app, but I just don't want the voice only phone. Like she has to appear on video.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brad. Well, there's two ways I can approach this. One, I need to let you know, as the juvenile judge of Tarrant County, I just have this kind of policy that when kids are brought in guns, I just tap the brakes. I always detain them because I am not comfortable with juveniles out in the community with guns without supervision. Big fan of guns. I have a big problem with kids with guns when there's no adults around to supervise, right?
Yes, sir.
Second way to look at this is that a lot of people, according to your statement to the police, a lot of people are out to kill you. So it may be in your best interest to go and detain you here to make sure nobody comes by and tries to kill you. Because as long as you're here, you'll be safe from that. All right. So either one, but I'm going to go and detain you for now. We'll see you in 10 days and I'll make a decision what to do then. Thank you, Brad.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, Mr. Lofton.
Nice seeing everybody. Thank you.
Good to see you. Justin.
13-year-old.
Is it 13? Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Then hold off for a second. So at this point, under Texas Family Code, Chapter 54.08, court proceedings are supposed to be open to the public under the open courts provision of the Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 13. However, when a child is under 14 years old, the Texas Family Code states that hearings are to be closed to the public unless the court finds the best interest of the child or the best interest of the public is to open the proceedings. So if unable to make such a finding, the court will not close these proceedings. I will discontinue the YouTube broadcast. I need 30 seconds for the tape delay.